You're the best person in my life.
We go through highs and lows.
Do you feel worthy of love?
This time the crying, the tears were of joy.
Dare to share. On this game, we have a rule that I'm about to read out. The player that cried the most recently has to start, and they have to pick the person on their left-hand side.
2 months ago?
2 months, you're out of the ring. Who else?
For me, I would say 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago?
I think it's me.
Yeah, when did you cry?
Like a few days ago.
Yesterday.
Just having, it's
yesterday,
you.
guys. What's something you have now that your younger self would be proud of?
I feel that as I've gotten much older, I would say self-confidence. I had zero confidence when I was younger. I was very shy, very quiet, and I kept to myself most of the time. And now I feel like I've kind of grown out of that, and it's not that scary at all. So the question is, what scares you the most about yourself? And I'm gonna say Elham.
I think just being very vulnerable in certain situations in my life and not getting it in return. So that kind of scares me always, whether I want to open up or not. So I'm always hesitant. I'm scared to do so. And yeah.
All right.
What's the biggest mistake you've made in a relationship, romantic or not? I'll ask Amina.
Maybe not spending enough time with my family over the past decade. I was spending so much time at my corporate job, traveling a lot, commuting. And I finally left corporate 2 months ago. So I think right now, valuing the relationships that really matter to me and spending quality time and making sure that you're always there and present. And saying I love you more often to the people around you. What do you hope is the first thing people notice about you? You. I'm saying it's you. Like, I'm just looking through you.
I honestly don't hope for anything. That's my truth. Because I have spent the vast majority of my life fitting a certain mold that people thought I should fit into and trying to abide by certain expectations that I no longer am like crippled or defined or restricted by other people's expectations. So I can only hope that whatever they see, that's what they're going to receive. But I also think as well that you can often be misunderstood, just generally speaking, about who you are and what you think and what your ideas are and what your values are. And when you're in a situation where you're like hoping that someone is going to validate an aspect of your identity that you wished that you could, that could radiate out of you from like the get-go, I just think to myself, as a person, I've become way more guarded.
Yeah, I think just the ability of everyone having access to our, Instagrams and being able to see what we do on a daily basis or what we post, they think that they know us and they kind of have that idea.
What is the best decision that you have ever made?
The best decision that I've ever made in my life was to be a mother at a very young age. To grow up with my daughter and to be able to have her at such a young age is, I think, the best gift. And to be able to grow together, be able to see her being this amazing, brilliant, wonderful, fun and caring young girl. And by that, I have a friend and I have a daughter at the same time. So I'm lucky.
Can I ask when you had your daughter?
Do you want to know my age or do you, what exactly do you want to know?
So let's just first establish the daughter's age and then I'll just do mental maths.
She's 19.
You are joking.
Yes.
MashaAllah. Tough.
Let's do this. Oh, no.
Oh, God, what is that?
It's a self-reflect. So pick up the next card and answer the question yourself. What have you learned about yourself this past year? The past year, I've learned to discipline myself and prioritize my well-being and commit to that. I struggled a lot last year with my well-being because I've put my job first. And while it was amazing from a fulfillment point of view, from a mentally being stimulated all the time, it did have a side effect on my well-being. And I said, no, stop there. I will always focus on my well-being. That's first and foremost. When was the last time you cried and why? I'll pick Elham.
I was hoping not to get asked that. It was 3 weeks ago. Anyone who's an entrepreneur knows that it's also an emotional roller coaster. Having your own business can go up, down, and a lot of challenges. And sometimes, you just, I'm a Capricorn, so yeah.
Says a lot.
I don't like to ask
talk about that
anyone
later.
for help, which is bad because I do believe sometimes you do need to do that. I don't ask from anyone anything, basically. And I remember 3 weeks ago, I cried, I broke down, and I just needed, I was just saying that I just need maybe a hug. I didn't know what it was in that moment. I gathered myself up and I had to go out, and I had an appointment. And the lady that I had an appointment with is not someone that I have like physical contact with. Like, we don't hug or anything. We just like shake hands, pretty formal. And for some odd reason that day, she said, "Can I give you a hug?" And so I waited till I got in the car and I cried, but it was this time the tears were of joy. It's almost like, God heard me. God kind of reassured me that, there is someone there. Like, maybe I should just take it easy. And yeah, that's all I needed. All right. When was a time you remember feeling most alone? Amna.
So the moment I felt the most alone was the day that my mother passed away.
Allah.
Yeah, Allah yarhamha. She was the best. Everything that I do now is based off of what I learned from her. I have 4 kids myself, so I like to be there as much as I can for my kids, hug them as much as I can. Like, you can't take any of the time for granted. You never know what's going to happen today or tomorrow or. So yeah, I just learned to appreciate the little things that I have. I wish I had more time with her, but it is what it is. Life's written the way it is, and yeah. What's the most difficult conversation you've ever had to have? I'm throwing this one at you.
Oh, I'm the worst person to ask because I don't believe in difficult conversations. Genuinely, I'm a straight shooter and I do not mind confrontation. So if I'm in a situation, in a disagreement or a classic conflict resolution issue with somebody, I will give it to you straight. There is no dancing around the ideas. I will be very direct and very straight with you. And if there's a problem, trust me, you're going to know about it. So yeah, I can't think of a difficult conversation.
Wow, I wish I was like that.
Yeah, me too.
I have to really think about what I'm going to say, how I'm going to confront the person.
Really?
Whether they're going to take it the wrong way. What if I step on someone's toes?
Absolutely not. For me, it was like I no longer will tiptoe around somebody else's triggers or somebody else's insecurities. I will not reorient myself to cater to somebody else's expectation or feeling.
Oh, that for
Point blank,
sure.
period.
But for me, it's like I'd rather stay quiet.
I think also it's not just the approach, it's maybe the type of conversation. One of the toughest conversations I've had to do throughout my career is letting people go.
Oh, God.
No matter how empathetic and how respectful you can be,
You're
it is
always
a
the bad
difficult
guy.
conversation and it's a
Definitely.
challenging experience.
It's an interesting point to make. And you were like, oh, you're always the bad guy. I feel like certain personalities, and I'm like, because we're self-reflecting, I personally often get labeled as the bad guy, just generally speaking. If there's a good cop, bad cop, I'm always bad cop, just because of my sort of boisterous nature.
It really depends also on the topic. Sometimes a difficult conversation could be, you have to break a sad news to like a loved one. So that would be, for example, very difficult for me because I'm more on the more emotional side. I can be emotional, but then obviously I can be, I guess, the bad guy in my company, let's say.
I got a wild card. Okay, the question I'm going to ask to all of you guys is, what do you think is the cultural and societal expectations for Emirati women now, whether it be in the family home, whether it be in society, whether it be your upbringing?
Like, I could speak for myself. My dad was very, very guarded in what we do. I don't want you guys going out so much. I don't want you guys doing this. And I'm talking about back in the day. Everything was aib or mangood. We're not supposed to do this or that. And now, as times have changed, he has changed completely. So now what we weren't supposed to do on the internet, pictures, whatever it is, be completely out there, he's actually 100% supportive of that.
I mean, my mom is Iranian, my dad is Emirati. So my dad actually gave us the freedom in our household to just be very open. He's always told me, I understand you come from a different culture, although countries are close, but it's still a different culture. And so I was, I guess, lucky to have the freedom to be who I am today. I look at my other friends who are fully Emirati, and I see that their parents have also progressed. You know, like the way they're thinking has changed. I didn't really have that much of a strict household. It was more like, go do what you want to do. You have the freedom. Just don't cross the line. Don't disappoint me.
I come from a family of, we are 5 sisters. We don't have any brothers, which is a blessing.
Yes.
I think my dad is lucky. I think both my parents are lucky to have all girls in the household. We grew up in, a family where my parents always provided us with love, with guidance, just making sure that we have the right values that is instilled, part of the Emirati culture, but also the Muslim culture. But we're 5 sisters, and we're all so different. In every way you can imagine, be it the choices you've made personally and professionally. So it doesn't really matter the environment that you come from. It's more about you as an individual and what are the opportunities you take from what life gives you.
I think it also depends though. Like some households are very strict. Like I've seen that it limits the I don't want to say girl because it also goes with guys, but it's certain things are limited as well. I think it's also your household that you were given 5 girls is quite...
Yeah, that's the jackpot right
But
there.
also I've never felt just because I wasn't a boy when I was young that I couldn't do certain things because of my gender. Like my parents did not have that as a boundary. Who has most influenced the way you think?
My parents, my mom and my dad. My dad supporting us in a way that, I feel like he was very much ahead of his time, being an overprotective parent as well and kind of transitioning into a single parent. I've seen the sacrifices he's made and I really look up to that. So a lot of the things that he says, sometimes I don't agree with it then and there, but now that I kind of look back and see all those things that I thought were harsh or not fair back in the day, I'm like, okay, yeah, he had a point because, he was doing it on his own.
I'm not going to say who has had the most influence on my life. I'm going to say what. And to me, given how the way that our lives have panned out over, let's say, the last year or so, I'd have to say the most influence has been Islam, my religion. It's something that has really opened my eyes and the world's eyes to our understanding of humanity, our understanding of acceptance and tolerance and advocating for people. And that genuinely, and I believe this, if you do not believe in anything greater than yourself, then you will never be anything greater than yourself.
For me, I can't say who as well. I think it's my entire life experience. So my journey in life truly has influenced me, I think, year by year. So I kind of go with that. I've been through ups and downs, and I think it's my social circle, it's my family. So it's like a series of things. So it's the experiences that truly influence me because I pay attention to what is happening in my life. I'm very aware.
All right, get ready to get out the tissues. Do you feel worthy of love?
I would say it's only been this year that I can say yes. Prior to that, I was unsure. Not that I didn't feel worthy of love. I was more, I guess because I didn't really know myself or love myself to the extent that I do this year. This year, I decided to prioritize myself, my well-being. I'm worthy of love because I know what I bring to the table as well.
We go through highs and lows, you know what I mean, as human beings, as women, as mothers. It's just when you're overworked and overwhelmed or just overdoing and you feel like maybe your kids don't notice, your siblings don't notice, and you're just like sitting there self-loathing sometimes, but then you're like, no, actually, I am, because, you know, you put all that out there and you will get it eventually. Today's maybe not your day, you know. I feel like it's just day by day.
I do feel worthy of love. I receive it and give it every day in different shapes and forms, be it from a smile, a hug, a text, a snack, because I'm a snack muncher, tough love, but also when, you know, someone gives you a bottle of water to say, stay hydrated. It's just a beautiful way to show how we love the people around us, be it family, friends, or even strangers.
I think it's interesting when we talk about like worthiness or unworthiness of love. Love often in our cultures means duty. Are you dutiful? Or love is always met with conditions. I will love you if you are more religious. I would love you if you didn't do this. I would love you if you didn't do that. So there's always, the way that I viewed unconditional love is something that I don't think I've ever witnessed. I don't know if that's ever, I mean, apart from my mum, but I don't think I've ever truly seen it. When I think of like, am I worthy of love? Absolutely. I think everyone is worthy of love, but I think it depends on the context and it depends on how you understand your own definition of what love looks like and how it manifests outwards.
I love the fact that love has so many different meanings in Arabic. So you can kind of, you know, bucket each love and how, be it, you know, mawadda, ishq, mahabba, I don't know. There's so many and it's just so beautiful. And you can kind of just identify that and bucket it.
Who understands you the most? And the thing is, after we've all answered this, we need to call the person on speakerphone and let them know.
Oh.
Let's do it.
Who understands you the most? One of my crippling fears, which I uncovered in therapy, thank you very much, was that my fear of being misunderstood. I've had this my whole life.
But I feel like you're always misunderstood, no?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Exactly.
Sabah al khair.
We're here to
Thanks, guys. I'll call all of you guys right now.
support you.
And we'll create that, what is it, that phone like feedback. Yeah. No, I've always been misunderstood. And it's something that, as a defense mechanism, I think, and my therapist will agree to this as well, is that I developed the ability to have a verbose language and vocabulary, and I overly articulate things, which is why I speak a lot, because I have to make sure that you absolutely understand what I'm saying in the exact way that I'm supposed to say it. I'm happily and unapologetically misunderstood. Great, you know? So I ain't calling anyone.
But I would say it's my siblings. Like I could call any one of them and any 5 of them right now, and they'd be the ones to tell me exactly where I've gone wrong or if I'm acting up.
Hello.
Hey, sister.
Hello, Allah.
How are ya?
I am good.
Okay, so I'm on set right now, and they asked me to pick someone who understands me the most, and I picked you.
Okay, I'll take it as a compliment. Thank you very much.
Love ya.
Love you.
Bye.
The people who understand me the most, I think it's the women around me, the women who actually shaped me, are my mom and my daughter. But if I had to pick one, because you want me to pick one, I would say my daughter, because sometimes my mom, you know, would have her ways of doing things, and we'd have a very long discussions and debate until we reach to an agreement, and usually she would be right. With my daughter is easier. I think even though like the age difference between my daughter and me and my mom and me is the same.
Hello.
Hi, Shamma, you're on speaker.
Hello.
Hi, I'm on set. Just say hi to all the people here.
Hello, everyone.
So they heard so many great things about you, and I just wanted to tell you for Emirati Women's Day, you're the best person in my life, and I love you so much. And thank you for always being here and understanding me.
Oh, thank you, Mama. I love you so
I
much.
love you.
You're the best person I know as well. And you always understand me, and I'm always here for you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you. See you soon.
See
Bye.
you. Bye.
Ugh.
I know.
Can I get some tissue? I cry if someone's crying. Like literally, it could be like a stranger, and I'll be like, "He did what?"
I know.
Thank you.
Should have passed it to you first, probably.
I'm good.
Literally.
I'm just.
If I'm not on the emotional scale,
I'm not heartless. I just.
It's okay.
I don't like to cry in public.
The person that understands me the most, I would say, is my mom. My mom and I, growing up, I would say when I was a child, I wasn't the easiest to deal with, so we weren't close. But I would say after once I got to university, that's when our relationship got stronger, and I felt like, wow, she is the person that truly understands me inside and out. I don't hold back when it comes to my mom.
Hello.
Hi, Mama. I'm putting you on speaker. They said, who is the person that understands me the most? And I chose you.
Oh, thank you.
But I just want to say I love you, and you are the person that understands me the most. In every decision I've ever made, you have never said no to me, so you've kind of given me the freedom of being who I am. So,
Making me cry.
Mommy, don't cry now. Okay, Mama. All right.
Oh, you know that.
I know. I love you.
I love you. I love you so much.
I love you, Mama. Take care.
it seems that we finished the cards. The game is done. The deed is done.
It was fun, but also thank you so much for being so authentic and honest, being able to share these conversations with people that, you've met for the first time. I've learned a lot about you, all of you, and about myself. So I appreciate that. Shukran.
And I think there's a lot that I learned from everyone here and things that I can relate to. I mean, Elham, I haven't seen in a long time. Amina, I knew through my sister. I've been stalking you on Instagram, but, I mean, just the fact that, to get the opportunity to sit and kind of see everyone's perspective and understand everyone's, backgrounds and kind of getting deep into things that we wouldn't share normally. It was a beautiful moment.
It was.
Yeah.
And thanks to Dose of Emirates. I mean, this is an opportunity for like-minded individuals and individuals who might not have the same thoughts and ideas, but a chance for them to have really interesting social discourse and to really be open, honest, and authentic. And we represent a minority of people that have a voice and have an understanding and have the intellect and the foresight to be able to represent ourselves in the best way that we see fit. We have different personalities, we come in different shapes and sizes, but we are first and foremost Emirati women. And I think that that's something really important that we should recognize and to be proud of it.
Yeah, let's hug it out.
Yeah, we'll hug it out.